Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, tuning in today, and sharing this wonderful information with all the members. Love begins because of emotions, but it is sustained by wisdom. So today, we are going to look at boundaries or do's and don'ts of courtship. It is very important for us to set boundaries because these boundaries help us to set limits upon which we shall be contacting each other, and even it gives us a way of self-esteem to know how we will be treated. With me, your couple strengthening expert, Jemaria Mnyazi from PAM Professional Counselors. And by the way, our annual Muslim couples retreat is on 25th December 2021 to 1st Jan 2022. Don't forget to book. Call on this number +2567029766690. As I've said, we are going to look at the do's and don'ts or boundaries of courtship, because we set these boundaries to enable us move through purity when we are in courtship. And this, as it is always said, first things first. And rule number one is fear of Allah. Why do we put this as rule number one? We must, as couples, always walk in purity. The words we say, the way we talk, and the way we dress, and the way we walk, all that. As people who are in courtship, we must have great trust in Allah, whereby we pray so much hard, we say dua, we say salat, we always pray salat istikhara to ask Allah to guide us, to have a firm foundation upon which our relationship is built. Many times when people fall in love, they lose themselves into the relationship. Don't lose yourself into the relationship, because at the end of that day, it is Allah who created you and it is Allah who created the other person. Many people reach a stage of saying that if this relationship doesn't work out, I'll kill myself. So what? If you kill yourself, would this person get another party? It is obvious that she will get or he will get another partner. So don't lose yourself into this. Trust your Lord. Have consciousness of Allah. Look at all those warning signs that your partner to be is a God conscious person. If this person is not godly, is not God conscious, take note of that. That is a warning sign that maybe as you move on together, this person will not be God fearing, because many times people have excuses. You might find a girl who prays 5 times a day, and the man is keeping on saying, I have no ablution, my clothes are dirty, and all that. He's giving excuses. That is a warning sign. And when you are in courtship, take note of that. And point number two, or boundary number two, that is important for us to set is don't have sex while in courtship. This is the hardest that many teenagers, many people in the youthful stage of courtship always think sex is part of the menu while in courtship. Like Allah tells us that in chapter 17, verse 32, don't come near, don't come closer to fornication. All routes that can lead you into fornication, please don't take them. He also sets for us the boundaries when he tells us in chapter 24, verse 30 to 31. He tells us as women to lower our gazes and the men to lower their gazes. And the women, even he tells us how we should walk, not keeping stamping on the floor so much hard to raise attention of others. This is setting for us limits that as partners, when we are in courtship, we should keep that purity. There are so many things that we do that brings arousal of our bodies. Romantic touches, romantic handshakes, hugging. All these cause arousal and temptation. So while in courtship, avoid having sex, because it kills the magic that you are waiting for on the wedding day. And the other point to note, or point number three, while we are in courtship, is to take note of the late night calls. Many young people, when they're in a relationship, they take long hours calling each other. 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4 a.m. People are calling each other, having sweet pillow talks. This is a very dangerous zone, because when you keep calling each other every time, every day, you have no limits. And what is it that you are talking about? that cannot wait for the following day. Why can't you set limits that we shall be communicating for such and such a time and given minutes? But you find someone calls throughout the day and throughout the night, and people are working and the concentration is lost. Why? Because people have not set boundaries. So we should note that, as I've said, boundary number one, we should have fear of Allah, pray hard, say istikhara, say the dua, make sure you have trust in Allah. And boundary number two is not to have sex. All those things that bring arousal, romantic touches, romantic handshakes, hugs, kissing, all that we should avoid. And point number three, I've said we should not allow ourselves to be tempted when we make too much late night calls, calling throughout the night and calling throughout the day. I thank you so much for subscribing. Please keep subscribing and tuning in to this YouTube channel. We shall continue talking together. Bye for now.